Hi everyone, my name is Sheila and we're about to do a new stretch body awareness class. We're going to start with our legs bent, our backs supported by our hands with a little elbow bend there, bringing the legs a little closer to you, point them and drop the leg over to the side. We're going to extend this top leg, keeping our upper body facing front. So there's a little bit of twisting action here as we extend this leg out. And in. We have two more sets. Reach it out. And in. And reach it out. And in. Let's bring the legs up and over and take it to the other side, resetting the torso so it stays facing front and top leg goes out. And in. So the legs are working as the torso stays nice and still. Two more. Reach it out. And in. And last one. Reach it out. And in. Coming up right. Now let's just take the knees and glue them together and rock side to side. Still keeping the torso facing front. So it's the legs that are helping to make the twisting action, not the torso. Reaching over to the side and side. And last one, reach side and side. Good. Now we're going to push back a little bit, fold the legs, and make our legs be stationary, and our torso is going to move. So make sure the divine flesh is out from underneath the hips. Taking your arms, twist them to the right, pressing against that knee there. We're going to press and let our upper bodies twist while our legs stay straight. Ease off a little bit, and then press, and ease off, and press. Feeling a twist in the spine, and ease off, and twist, and ease off. Gently go to the other side, pressing against the leg there, and twisting. Ease off a bit, and then press, twist. Ease off, two more, and press, and twist. Good, and last one, ease off, and press, and twist. Coming up right, let's just go from one side to the other, twisting, switch, twisting, and to the right, shoulders are down, and left, we have two more sets, and twist, good, and twist, good, coming up right. Let's come back to our original position. Our legs are bent in front of us, hands behind, elbows slightly bent, and we're walking over to this side. This time we're going to keep our torso front and we're going to flex the top foot. So we're pressing out, which gives a little bit of a different feel on this twist, and release. And press out, and in. Press it out, and in, and out, and in. Bring the legs together, switching to the other side. Flex that top foot, adjust the spine so that you've got that staying front, reaching out through heel. You might start to feel a stretch in the long leg. Reach, and up. And going out, and coming back in. And last one, out, and in. Good, coming up right. Let's flex both feet and glue the knees together and go back into that rocking position. So now you sort of are rolling on your derriere, but also on the heels of your feet. And repeat, and over, and last set. Reach it over, and over. Excellent, coming up right. Let's go back into that position that we were before, maybe switching the legs so the other leg is in front. Sitting up tall, derriere underneath. And this time, we're going to twist, press in there, but we're going to reach this front arm forward with a flexed hand. So we're pushing out through that hand. And release. So torso is twisting, but legs are staying where they were. Anchoring in. And release. Push it out. Good. And release. And push it out. And release. Let's go to the other side. So we're pushing into flex position and reach. Try to keep it at about chest level here. And press. And release. Use your breath. Pushing out as you exhale. And last one, release. And push it out. Excellent. With the hands flexed, let's push to one side. You can brace the other hand against the leg. and push, and reach, twisting that outer spine, and reach. 2 more sets. Reach it out, and change. Last set, reach it out, and change. Good, sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to turn to the diagonal so you can see what I'm doing. So we have our back straight, we have our derriere really sitting up straight on the sit bones, and we're going to start working through that lower back. So we're going to curve and push through the lower spine. Now we've activated the lower spine a little bit, and then we're coming back upright to a straight body. We've activated the lower spine through those twists, but now we're getting into a direct back position. And come up. 2 more. Exhale and release. All the way back. And coming up right. And once more. Exhale and release. Now I'm going to come back up. I'm going to twist to my front knee, and I'm going to take that curve in my back to the diagonal. So I'm curving back to the diagonal, away from that front knee, and come upright. So it's a bit of a twisted extension out of that lower back, and lift. And really focusing on the lower spine, going out to that diagonal, and lift. And last one, curve it out, breathing, and come upright. Let's twist and go to the front knee, and now we're making that back go out in the opposite diagonal, pushing it out, and straighten up. Using the hand against the knee and on the floor to help you get into that position. Push it out, and lift it up, and push it out, trying to keep your abdominals engaged, all the way out there, and lift it up, and curve all the way out. Good, and lift. Let's go back to the center here, and we're going to curve that lower back. We're going to drop the hips down, continue that curve, feeling the stretch in that lower back, and then push through. So we're folding from the hips into a flat back, and coming up right. 4 of these. So here we go. Curve that lower back into that first position we were doing. 4. Drop the heads down, let the hands come forward. Using your hands to help. Press into that flat back and lift. Now, even though we're focusing on that lower back, you may feel, as we drop forward, when I go into the flat back, a bit of a stretch in the outside of the thighs and in the glute area, too. And lift. And let's take that once again. And curve back. Breathing. Dropping forward. Pushing through the back so you've got a flat back and you're folding in hips. And lift up. Good. We're going to take the same thing to that first direction. So we're going to the front knee here. And we're going to curve into that diagonal lower back position. Drop it forward with the head coming forward. The back is curved. You can adjust the hands and then move into a flat back. So you're folding from that hip there. And lift up. Still on that twisted position. And curve lower back. Drop it forward. Head is dropped. Pushing through into that flat back. Head comes up. And straighten. Keep going. Curve lower back. Drop it forward. Keeping both hips on the floor. Pushing through into the flat back. Shoulders are down. And lift, and we have one more. Curve it off to that back diagonal position. Drop it down. Flat back. And lift up. Good. Let's turn and twist to the other side. Hands are bracing you and helping you push back into that diagonal to the back with that lower back. Curve it front. It's first time you might not get that far. Push through the hips and into that flat back. Head comes in line with the spine and come upright. And curve and press back. Drop it down. Pushing through the hips into that flat back. Both hips stay on the floor, shoulders are down, and lift up. We have 2 more. And pressing back, using abdominals, get that lower back going in the back diagonal. Drop the body over in that curved position with the spine. Push through the hips, so you get a flat back here, and lift up. And the last time, here we go. Curve it back. Drop it over. Pushing through the flat back, lengthening through that spine. Good. And lift upright. Excellent. Let's come back to the front. If you followed me to the diving line, extend their legs out. We're going to flex the feet and push through the balls of the feet and point, keeping our back straight. Flex, balls of the feet and point. Flex, balls of the feet and point. Last set. Flex, balls of the feet and point. Now let's flex our feet and rotate out of the hips, trying to grow taller through our spine. Good. Come in and see if you can rotate. You're going to have to cross your feet. And up and open. So we're just opening up again in this hip area, keeping the legs straight and across and over. Two more. Up, open. This time, see if you can cross the other foot in front, because we get into these exciting habitual patterns, so we'll try and break that a little bit. Rotate out and come into cross with the non-habitual foot coming in front. Good. Now from this position, because we're a little wider now, let's rotate the legs up, trying to sit up taller if you need to really sun the divine flesh up from underneath. Backs are straight. Let's go back through the feet, pushing through the balls of the feet and point. In this rotated position, toes come up and flex. Push through and point. And lift and flex. Growing taller each time you push through into that point. And each time you come into that heel press and the flex foot. Last one. Push through and point. And lift and flex. Good. Let's come back to a parallel position in this wide position. Again, you may need to adjust your spine. And let's take some circles with those feet. So we're circling to the outside of each foot. Feeling like you're drawing a circle with a big toe. Good. And allowing yourself to really feel what happens in the ankles there. We're trying to really relax and ease out any stress in the ankle. And then come to the end of that circle and now reverse the circle, so you're going to make the little toe be the focal point. So your feet sort of fold a little bit as you go to the inside. They fold in, around, and you might really feel that in your ankle. And in and around. Good. Shake those legs up. Let's just take our hands behind, flex the feet. Now we've been working on sort of this twisting idea. So we're going to do the same thing. Keeping the chest facing front, we're going to just twist both hips to the side. And we're in a flex position. And come down, let's take it to the other side. And twist. And just think about and observe where you're feeling this. There's a bunch of different places you might be able to feel it, but particularly in your lower back. We're going to take that 2 more times with the flex foot. Press it out. Good. And release. Press it out. And release. And we have 2 more. 1 in each direction. Press it, keeping the chest forward. And release. And change it. And release, sitting up tall, feet point. And just as we did before, we're going to now make our legs be the stationary point and let our upper bodies be the twist point. So let's bring our arms up, breathing in, lifting up, twist, pressing back of the hand against the leg, and let the upper body twist. There. Good. Bring the back arm forward, come up, lift up, tall, twist, exhale, and press. So this is a little more of an intense twist in our upper body with our legs out front and stabilize. Breathing in, exhale, twist, and out with that body going over to the right. And lift, breathing in, exhale, and twist. Come to center. Let's repeat that with flexed feet, growing taller, even taller. And twist, and press, and reach with the upper body. Good. Coming up, lift, inhale, exhale, press. Getting more of a movement through your upper torso, which affects your lower back. Lift up, inhale, exhale, and press. Good. And lift up. Inhale, exhale, and press. Good, coming to the center. Let's shake those legs out. And now we're gonna lie down on our side with our knees bent underneath us, with the hips stacked up. And we've got our shoulders stacked up with our elbow there. And we're gonna just open up this top foot, feet are pointed, and come down. So our focus is now moving to our hips, whereas before we did a lot of work in our lower back. Lift it up and close, and lift it up and close. Let's flex that top foot and repeat. So you're pushing the heel against the other leg as the knee comes up, and drop it down. It may give you a chance to get a little bit more stretch in that top hip there, and come down. And two more. Lift it up with that flexed foot, and drop, and lift it up, and drop. Point the feet, swing them around, let's take it to the other side. Stacking yourself up, checking the shoulder and elbow alignment, and feet are pointed this first time. Opening up, toes point, they touch, and drop, and lift, making sure the ribs are lifted here, and down. Lift it up. Good, and down, and lift it up, and down. We're flexing that top foot, getting the heel to press against the other leg, and lift. And it's funny how just that little shift of the foot can really make a difference. You may really feel that difference in the hip and how far you can go. We have two more. Press it out, and down, and press it out, and down. Point the foot, swing the legs, and let's go back to our first side, stacking everything up. And from here, we're going to lift the toe up, feet are pointed, so we've got the toe lifted, knee touching. Now we're going to reverse that. Lift it up, but we're not going down on the floor here. We're keeping it lifted. And in, and lift. Good. In, and lift it up. And in, and lift it up. Let's flex the feet and repeat. So we're going in, and again, you may feel an exaggeration of what happens in that hip area with the flexed foot. And lift, and in, and up. Good. Last time, in, and up. Bring the leg down, from the foot, swing the legs around, and let's take it to the original side. So your hips may start to feel like they're really starting to warm up there. Stacking yourself up, we've got the toe lifted. And up, and in, and up. At this point, the toes do touch as you lift that knee up. And toe lifts, and come up. We're going to flex the foot, lift the leg a little bit, and bring the knee in, and it stays up, and in. Again, maintain the torso lifted up as you do this whole series. Press it in, and up, and in, and up. Bring the foot down, point the foot in, come back to your static position. Let's come to the center and go back into one of the things that we did recently. Flex the feet, hands are behind you, and we're just going to rock the hips from one side to the other. And you may find that it feels a little bit more easy to make this happen. We're trying to keep our torso facing front and to the side. Repeat, press it out, and twist. And once more, press it out, and twist. Good. Point the feet, sitting up tall, divine flesh out from underneath. And let's go into some flat backs forward. So our backs are straight, and we're lifting up, folding over, starting to engage the hamstrings there. And then come upright. It's not that much of a movement. And coming forward to that flat back. And come upright. Two more. And coming forward. Flat back. And upright. Last one. coming forward into a flat back. See if you can reach your arms out and your feet out, folding from the hips there, and up. We're going to swing our arms down and take a flex from there. So from here, lifting up, we're going to go into a flat back, but bring our arms down, giving us a little bit of a weight behind us to be able to press forward into a flat back. And come up. We're going to take that 3 more times. Swing, breathe, and lean forward from the hips there. What is getting stretched this time? We have 2 more. Inhale and then exhale as you press over, lengthening through the tops of the backs of the legs there. Hamstrings come up and swing forward and flat back. Good. You may find your feet are shaking a little bit, coming up right. Point the feet, lift up. Let's go through that flat back position and come all the way down. Nice and slow, engaging the fold in the hip and allowing the head to drop down. Reach the arms out. We're going nice and slow to get ourselves moving in this whole series. Flex the feet, lift up. Repeat, going through that flat back position. And then curve it over, drop the hands down, controlling it, allowing the body to nice and slowly go down, drop the heads. And then reach out and come up. We're going to take this a number of times. Point the feet, lift up. Coming into that flat back. This time you might feel that you can get into a flat back in a lower position as you fold your body over. Perhaps you feel like you're getting a little bit more of a stretch and you can let the upper body drop more. Head goes down. Reach out and come up. Shoulders are down, flex the feet. Lift up, coming over into that flat back position. Passing through it, folding over. Feel the crease in the front of the hips. Drop the hands down. Slowly allow the body to drop down and head goes lower. Reach the arms out as you stretch out and come up. You should be feeling like you're really working the hamstrings. Point your feet. Lift, coming over. Dropping down, feet are pointed, folding at the hips, hands come down, heads go down, drop the heads and release. Reach out, coming up and breathe. Flex the feet, deep breath in, lift up, going all the way over. This is our 3rd set and we're going nice and slow to really activate everything and see how far we can get with each succeeding set. Reach out and lift up. And we're warming up the spine and the legs. Feet point, lift. Last set. Coming over with pointed feet. All the way over. You may find that you really are in a different position than when you started. Heads are down. Your spine might feel like it's elongated as you reach out and lift up. And last one with the flexed foot. Shoulders down. Lift up. Reaching over. Lengthening all the way down, hands come down, allow the body to come down, and release that head. Reach out, coming up, and open with the arms, relax the legs, and come down. So we're really sort of moving from that core, lower back area, moving out from there through our bodies as we take today's class. Okay, let's come back up with our feet and our knees bent, hands behind, and we're going to open thighs out. So we've warmed up the inside thigh a bit, and now we're going to activate that more. And shoulders are down as we open the knees and come together. And open and press, stretch, and come up and close. And both go out, open and stretch, and come up and out. Let's go back into our open position. We're going to shift our weight so our hands are at our ankles, making sure that the divine flesh is out from underneath. With our back straight, let's curve forward with the head dropping down, going through the spine, and then we're going to go from the hips into a flat back. So we've been doing a lot of contrast between the flat back and the curved back. Pressing the elbows out against the legs. You're going to find that this really does open up the inside thighs more, so coming up right. So this is a variation of what we did before. Curve the lower back, dropping the head down as you go down, rolling, coming front, pressing the elbows against the thighs into that flat back. and come upright. So we're deepening what we had done before. Head comes down as the lower back curves as you go down, coming forward. Elbows against the thighs as you push your spine into that flat back, opening up the inside thighs, and come upright and drop the heads down, curving, coming forward, dropping the body forward here, elbows against the knees or the thighs, pushing with them to help you get into that flat back. So we're doing a much more deep stretch in the back, but also the inside thighs, and come upright. Good. Let's bring the legs back in. Stretch the legs out. Let's bring the one leg out to the side. Now we're going to sit up tall on this front leg here. Foot is pointed, it's rotated to the side, and we're going to bend this leg in. Trying to keep our weight more on this front leg. And we're going to start to reach to the side, trying to maintain the hip on the floor. So we're reaching to the side, sliding this arm out, feeling what happens to the side body. We've done a lot of work on the lower back and moving into the mid back, but now we're focusing on that side back. Good. From here, come upright. Let's bring the hand through. Other hand comes behind, and we're going into that push once again that we did earlier. But we've got the legs in a different position. Reach the arm out, lift, both hips stay on the floor, and slide. So you're opening up that side body. Good. Coming up, hand flexes, shift the other hand, keeping the back straight, push. So we're going back to our familiar twist that we have started the class with. And come up, breathe, inhale, going to the side. See if you can get a little farther over. Both hips are staying on the floor. Good. And lift. Come up, flex the hand, shift the other hand, twist, and press. Feel the torso twisting to the side, to that leg. And last side, come front. Slide, breathe, over to the side. Way out there. And coming up, twist, press, flex, and reach. Good. Coming to the center. Let's come and switch the legs so that we've got one leg to the side. The other leg is bent in front of you, and your weight feels more on this bent front leg. From here, hand comes out to the side. We're going to the slide, side body stretch here. Now this first one, it's not going to go as far as the last one. Feet are pointed on the long leg. Coming up, we're going to shift the front arm and twist it, flexing the hand, and the other arm goes behind, and we're pushing out. Feeling that nice push through the heel of the hand. Good. Come upright. Breathe. We're on the side stretch here. Breathing, maybe you can get a little farther over than you did just now on the first one. Coming up. Flex, shift, push, and twist. Third time, coming upright. Slide. And reaching over, making sure the opposite hip stays on the floor. You can probably get a little farther over there. Excellent. And coming up. Flex the hand, twist. Make sure that the hand is reaching out about at your chest level, a little bit lower. Feeling that twist. Coming to the center. Reach up and over. This is your fourth time. You probably can get pretty far over there. All the way. Good. All the way, and come upright, flex that hand, feel the twist in the upper body, and press. Other hand is giving you some support and also can help twist. Come to the center, excellent. Let's bring the legs to the front, shake them out. And now let's go into both knees bent and come back to the hip work in preparation for doing a wider stretch. So we're going to take our right leg, drop it down so that hip comes down. This is reminiscent of what we did when we were lying on the side. Up and over and stretch. Lift, press it to the front, feeling that hip go down. And lift and open. We have 2 more sets. Lift and over. Good. Lift and open, shoulders are down, and last set. Press it over and stretch. So you're making the hip go down and in, and lift, out, and open, neutral. Let's come to the other side, dropping that hip down. This first time might not be as active a range of motion as the other side, especially for the last one we did on the other side. And here's our second one on your left. Drop it down. Might feel like you're getting a little more range of motion right away. And up and open. Two more. And come up and drop it down. And lift and open it out. Last one. Lift, dropping, letting that hip come down. Knee follows, rest of the leg follows. And lift and open. Good. Neutralize that, bring the legs together. So let's beat those legs out for a moment. And then open up into your wider position. You want to go this first time in what works for you. So we've got our hips right underneath us, divine flesh out from underneath us. Legs are out, feet are pointed. And let's rock side to side. We're trying not to let the legs roll in. So we've got more of a rotated out position. Rocking through those hips. Good. Adjust yourself if you need to. Let's take that curve that we've been working on. So head comes down as we curve that lower back, pushing it out to the back. Now we're going to allow our hands to help us to roll forward as the hands come forward. And then from here, using the hands to press against the floor, pushing into that flat back, and you'll find that you get a little stretch in the inside thigh there. And then coming straight up. Let's take that again. Head curves as the lower back curves to the back. Roll that whole position to the front, curved back. Pushing with the hands into a flat back. And upright. We have two more sets. Head and lower back curve. Curve it, curve it, curve it. Drop it forward into your arms. Pushing with the arms, flatten out through that back so you're on a diagonal line with the spine. And come upright. And once more, curve, dropping the heads down. Drop it forward. Moving the hands, pushing with the hands into that flat back. Spine comes upright. Feeling the inside thigh, get some work there, and come upright. We're going to flex the feet and repeat it, and you may find that this intensifies the stretch. So head curves as the lower back is curving to the back, so you've got a rotation in the legs there. Drop that whole thing forward, trying to maintain a rotation in the legs. Hands come forward. Pushing with the hands and through the back, so you get a flat back. Legs try to push out. You may find you get a little more action in the legs. And come up right with the feet flexed. It sort of puts more focus on the inside thigh. Head comes down, curve it. And drop it forward. Pushing in the hands into that flat back. Good. And pushing yourself upright. We have one more. And head comes down as that lower back curves. Drop it forward. Really feel the curve, your abdominals engaged. Then pushing with the hands into that flat back, feeling the legs stretch out. They may even actually move out more to the side and either side. And then come upright. Excellent. All right, let's bring the legs together and release them. Let's flex the feet, sitting up tall, hands behind, shoulders down. Just push that right hip forward. And it allows your upper body to twist. And push and change. Push right forward, and then come neutral and left forward. Two more sets. Pushing forward, reaching out. And change it to the other side. And last set. Push forward, reaching out. And shift and change. Excellent. Good. Release those legs, beat the thighs on the floor. And let's go onto our hands and knees. So we're going to still be working in this sort of neutral, in this core area here, but we're going to start to involve the sides of the legs here and the glutes. So from a flat back, we're going to just drop the hips over to one side. And you start to feel a stretch through here on this side of the leg. Obviously, it's involving the lower spine and every one of the areas that we've been working on. Coming up and over and stretch it out on the other side. We're going to repeat this for a total of 4 times. So come up and over, and each time see if you can get a little farther over with those hips. Coming up, breathe, and press to the other side. 2 more, lift, breathing, and press. Your elbows are going to be slightly bent. Maybe they'll bend a little bit more to help you get a little deeper stretch there. Coming up and over to the other side. Press it out. And last time, coming up and over, and press that hip down. If you can get all the way to the floor, awesome, but remember we're not sinking into the floor. We're still trying to maintain a stretch through that side hip area, coming up and over, and go to the other side. And you might find that it really does feel different from one side to the other. Coming up right. Good. From here, bring our hands a little bit farther forward, curl the toes under, and we're going to just press our hips up and back. So we're in a bent knee position here, lengthening through the back there. Good. We're going to put the knees down and then walk our hands out a little bit more, still maintaining that flex in our toes and push the hips forward. Coming up, walking the hands a little bit farther back if you need to, pressing up and push the hips back. So we're lengthening through the back. Obviously, we're getting a little work in our toes too. We neglect their toes somewhat. Put the knees down, keep the toes where they are. If you need to inch the hands forward a little bit more, hips come out and down. Shoulders are down. 2 more. And pushing back. Press, hips lift, knees are bent, lengthen. Knees come down, keep the toes where they are, push the hips forward, letting the body arc up, but you still have that stretch in the toes. Good. And last time, pushing back, lift the knees up, press back with the hips. Long line in the spine. And then coming forward, press the hips forward, and hands come up, arcing through. Good. Release the toes and let's push back into child's pose just for a moment to help that lower back get a nice respite from the work we've been doing. And then come back up to our hands and knees. You might need to move a little bit on the mat. And we're going to take a stretch all the way through the legs. So we're back to straight. Curl that toe under on the front leg and press back through the lower leg there. So the heel is pressing out. We're pressing with the hands, involving the legs. And come back up, rock forward, switch, and press. Up through the heel. And come forward, release. Repeat to the first side, press out. Shoulders are down. And release. Let's come to the other side, breathing and press. 2 more sets, keeping the abdominals engaged. Out and press. Lengthen. You might feel like you can get a little farther out with that leg. And come up and change, press, exhale. Shoulders stay down. 1 last set. And come up, switch and change. Press it out. Come up, change, other leg, and press it out. Good. Let's come back to our hands and knees and push back onto our legs and do a little work through our shoulders. So our shoulders come forward, lift, back, and down. Forward, lift, around, back, and down. Keep going. Forward with both of them, lift, back, and down. Forward, lift, back, and down. Reverse that, going to the back, coming up to the front, and down. Pushing all the way back. Lift it up to the front, and down. Push back. Lift it up to the front, and down, and back. Lift it up, and front, and down. Reaching that front arm up and swing it to the back. Letting the upper body, your upper torso twist. Lift and to the back. reach it out, lift and twist. And you can use your other arm against the leg to help you twist and reach that other arm even farther back. Other side, switching hands, lift and twist. Feeling a long line of that arm and twist. 2 more, reach and twist. Excellent. Reach forward, up and twist. Reversing to the other side, we're gonna flex that hand. Push out through the hand, we're going back and reaching front. So press and really feel the twist as you reach. It opens up the shoulder area and the armpit, and the arms feel elongated, and they get a bit of a rest from having done the support. While we're on our hands and knees, up and around. Let's take it to the other side. Flex that hand, press, reach it back, up and around. And you may find one side is not quite as active as the other side, so do your best here. Pressing out, lift and down, and press out, lift and come down. Excellent. Let's switch our positions and go onto our back. And from here, our hands are on our knees, our backs are straight, and we're going to roll down through our backs. We've gotten our backs nice and warmed up. We're using the abdominals to stretch out and come all the way down. Arms go to the side, making your front leg bend to the side, foot to the floor, knee to the ceiling. Other side, leg goes to the side, bent, foot to the floor, knee to the ceiling, and adjusting the spine so the back is truly flat on the floor. Let's bring our front leg into our chest. And I'm going to rotate the leg and make the foot flex on that front leg. So you've got the back of the ankle onto the front of the thigh of the supporting leg. From here, slide the hands through. So you've got one hand going through the middle of the legs, the other one is going on the outside of the supporting leg. Bring that leg up, hug onto the front of the leg if you can. If it's easier for you to hold the back of the thigh, that's fine, but you get more of a stretch if you hold in front of the shin there. And the knee of the front leg is turned out. And already you may feel you get a stretch right through here. We're going to increase that, taking a deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to slowly bring the supporting leg, the one you're hugging, closer to you so you feel more of a stretch on the outside of the hip of the front leg. So here we go. We're breathing that in. Continue breathing deeply as you continue to pull that leg in, feeling that stretch. And take one more deep breath in. Exhale, pull it as close to your chest as you can. Enjoying the sensation of really opening up that hip. And then release and let the leg come down. Let's unfold that front leg, place it down. Now it becomes our support leg, and we're going to take the other leg, rotate it out, flex the foot, and feel the openness in the hip of that front leg. Shooting the hands through and lifting the supporting leg up. We're going to grab a hold of the shin there, or the back of the thigh if that's easier for you. Lower back is on the floor, shoulders stay down, deep breath in. As we exhale, we're slowly bringing that leg closer to us. And I want you to continue the process of pulling that leg closer to you. If you need to adjust the hold in some way, please feel free to do so, but you're still breathing deeply and slowly bringing that front bent leg closer to your chest to increase that stretch. Shoulders are relaxed. Shake that head out a little bit to make sure you're not holding tension in the chin or the shoulders or collarbone area. And one last deep breath in. Exhale and bring that leg as close to your chest as you're able. Good. And release. Unfold that leg. And we're going to take repeat this, but take it in a slightly different position. So the leg is flexed. We're going to brace that back of the ankle against the supporting leg, but we're going to bring the whole leg up with us. And we're wrapping one hand underneath at the ankle, and the other hand maybe in front of the knee. And we're going to pull that leg as close to us as we can We've done that earlier stretch, so it should feel not quite as onerous to do. And now we're going to slowly open the leg out, keeping the supporting knee straight up to the ceiling. So we're opening to the outside there. And then we're going to come across slowly, trying to maintain a flat position in the lower leg there, and go to the inside. And you're going to find that you get a stretch again in the same area that we've been working, but it's a little bit different. And then come back up, opening to the side there, in way out to the side as far as you can get. You might be able to get a little farther, and coming across. We're breathing. And the second set, you may be able to get a little bit farther over. This is a fantastic way to open up the hip area. Now we're going to take that 2 more times. So our supporting leg maintains nice, strong position, knee up to the ceiling. As we move our leg to the side, you may find you can get a little farther over. Hips are not going to be coming off the floor as we do this. We're coming back to the inside, maintain that rotated out position, that flat position with the front leg. Maybe you can cross this more. And then last time, coming up and out to the side. And then up and over, breathing. Just noticing how much you're opening up, how much you're letting go of tension in the hip area of this front leg. And then come back to your neutral position. Rotate the leg into the chest, let's hug it in just a bit. And put the foot down. We're going to slide the leg out to the side as the hand comes up. Press the leg out, so you're flexing through that leg, and just push and release. Again, push out with that hip, so the heel is reaching away, and release. And push out, so it's a little modified rocking here, and release. And push out. And release. Let the foot go. Let's let the other leg come down. We will get to the other side. I just want you to notice the difference between the 2 sides right at the moment, and I wanted to give you a little rust through those legs. Okay, back leg is going to bend to the side, foot to the floor, knee to the ceiling. Front leg, the one we just worked, is coming to the side, foot to the floor, and adjust. And you'll find that it feels different, maybe looser. You've got more range of motion or breath through that hip that we worked on. So let's work with the other leg. Bringing it up, rotating it out, flexing that foot, establishing your first position, making sure your support leg feels like it can take the load. So here we go. We're lifting that leg up, we're curving one leg underneath, behind ankle, the other one is at the hip. And then we're gently pressing that leg out to the side, keeping a rotation. And you may not get very far this first time. And then we're coming up nice and slowly and crossing over. And it may feel like, wow, you can't really get very far. And notice where you're stretching in the underneath of that whole hip area. And then coming back through neutral, opening out to the side. You may be able to get a little farther over this time. We're breathing, coming across, making our bodies move the top leg inward. So you feel the thighs coming closer together, but you're feeling this in the outside of the hip, possibly the inside hip. Each person is a little different, moving it out to the side. See how far out you can get, still keeping the support leg. So the knee is straight up to the ceiling. And then once again, moving it across. And in. See how far over you can get. I'm sure you're going to get a little bit more action here. Over. Range of motion. And then moving back out to the outside one last time. This is kind of a personal exploration of what your hips are doing at this point. This day, this week, this month, this year. And by doing this exercise, you can really start to open up and expand and loosen these areas in our hips that were very tight with. And coming across. See how far over you can get. Again, the hips are not trying to rock side to side. You're just trying to move the leg across. And then once more, come back to your neutral position. And then turn that leg and allow the leg to come in. You can relax the foot, knee to the chest. Put the foot down, slide the hands along the legs. As the leg straightens out, flex that foot. And then push the heel out. So you're lengthening that leg. And release. And push it out. And as you push that hip and heel out, you notice that your lower back gets a tilt there. And release. Let's take 2 more of those. And push it out. And release. And push it out. And release. Relax the foot, let the leg come out. Good. Let's roll to the side and bend the knees and push ourselves up. So you should feel like you really opened up through this hip area. We're going to use that openness and get a little work on our triceps. So our hands are going to be curved so that our fingers are going towards our derriere. Our legs are going to be pushed up with our glutes working there. And here we go, we lift. Now, because we opened up the hips so much, you might feel like you can go pretty far. In this position, we're going to bend the elbows down and up, and down and up. At any point, if you need to stop, you can lift and then come back and join us. So we're working through those triceps in the arms, and it opens up our shoulders. And bend and lift and bend and up and bend. We're going to take 4 more and bend and lift. So you should be really feeling like you're opening up more and more through that shoulder. And bend and lift and bend and lift. Sit the butt down, straighten up. And let's bring the arms up over our heads and take a twist once more with a flexed foot. And twist, and you may find that you can get a deeper twist there. So going back to somewhat the original thing that we did at the beginning of class with our legs being stationary and our body twisting, our upper body, torso twisting. And coming up right. And twist to the other side. Excellent. And come up, let's take that once more in each direction. Breathe, twist, and reach out. And lift up, inhale, exhale, and twist. And come upright. Let's let the legs beat, and let's palm and face front. We're going to return to some of the twists that we did at the beginning of class, but we're going to add something to it with our legs. So from here, arms are behind, feet are upright. We're going to drop over, keeping the torso front. Extend the leg out. Lift the leg up. We're going to open it to the other side. And you can let this leg come up. Lift it up and come across. Lift it up and open. And lift it up and cross. Lift it up and open. Lift it up and cross. We have one more. So our torso is staying front, but our legs are doing the work. And open and lift and cross. Bend that knee in. Good. And let's come to the other side. Torso stays front. You've got a bent elbow there. You're keeping your shoulders not lifted there. You're pressing them down. And extend the leg out. Lift it up and open. Lift it up and across. Now you're going to find that you're feeling this in your thighs. Up and open. The thigh of the long leg. Lift and cross. Good. Lift it up and open and lift and cross. Last time. Lift it up and open and lift and cross. Bend it in and come upright. Just to stretch out those thighs that we just worked pretty hard, we're going to take one more exercise on our hands and knees. So here we go. We're going to press that front leg forward. We're going to bend and press our hips forward. So feel the hips really lengthening forward there. Knee is on over the ankle there. From here, you're going to support yourself with the back hand and the front foot. Reach the arm up twist behind. Reach the arm forward, swinging up and behind. So we're getting a stretch in the hip, increasing it. Reach forward, lift up, behind. And once more, press forward, lift, and behind. Now, if you can, you're going to lift the back leg up, grab a hold of the foot, and press the hip even a little bit more forward so you're feeling stretch in the thigh. If this is difficult for you, you can keep the leg down and just press with that twist in this open position here. Good. Come down. Let's push back. And we're going to switch legs and bring this other leg forward, setting yourself up. And the hip of the front leg now is coming into a forward position to help stretch out the hip. And eventually we'll get into the thigh. So we're upright, nice and tall. Reaching the back arm up, twist, and going to the back. Reaching forward. Each time you reach forward, see if you can let that back hip go forward a little bit more in a twist. Breathe, reach, lift, and twist. And reach forward, lift, and twist. Again, if you can, you're going to lift that leg up, grab a hold of it, bring the foot forward, so you're pressing the hip forward more, and getting a stretch from the hip into the thigh there. If this is not comfortable for you, or you're not ready to do this, you can keep that leg out there and reach that arm behind. Good. And then come back with both hands, slide that leg out, and let's push back into child's pose one more time. And then let's come forward and clasp by doing a downward dog. So bring your hands in a little bit more. Curl the toes under. We're going to press through the heels. This time we're going to press our hips up with our legs straight and pushing our hips backwards. Trying to get our heels down, our torso stay in line with our hips there. And then let's lift the heels up. Pressing through, we've stretched the toes, so you should get very high up and press down using the hands. Heels go into the floor. Press up, lift. Press down and stretch, increasing the stretch in the hamstrings. 2 more. Lift it up, inhale. Exhale, press and push. Enjoying the length that you've created in your body. Lift up, inhale. Exhale, and press. Good. Bringing the knees down. Sitting down, let's cross our legs in whatever position feels comfortable for you. And just notice how much taller maybe your spine feels, how much looser your hips feel. More length, more freedom, less tightness, less blocks. And let's end class by lifting our arms up as we inhale. Exhale, hands come to your heart chakra. I want to thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate your patronage in these classes. Have a great rest of the day.